felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now?
This is why we play.
Gaming is something more.
I feel it coming
It's a
now.
community made vibrant and real by AI.
Technology helps us to be part of something bigger.
Games play as if they were real life.
Are you with me now? Said, are you with me now? Ain't felt this good in a while. They want us to simmer down. Can you hear me now? Am I going in and out? I stop and just look around to see if you're with me now.
This is why we play. A community.
Thousands of communities.
Tell me, are you with me now? Ready to put it down. Start at the bottom, already forgot it, but they won't forgive me now. You really ain't ready now. You haters just in the crowd.
Nothing can hold you back. So,
So, why do you play?
Don't give up now, yeah, you gotta climb. But we give it to all until the end, until the end of time. But I won't stay down. I run this town, ain't backing down. We going in rounds. Yeah, the winds will blow, but these roots too deep. I'm on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Watch everything we work for fall in line. We gon' give it our all until the end, until the end of time. Are you with me now?
From 64 teams, now we are down to the top 4. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lenovo and Intel presents TEC Challenger Series official VCT Off season 2023. Our gaming monitor partners are, of course, ViewSonic Gaming, and it's going to be your boy Aggressive with Darshada to bring you this entire extravaganza. We're at the home stretch. Don't forget, the upper bracket semi-finals is where we are at, ladies and gents. It's been a long journey. The teams have gone through so much to get to this point. The online qualifiers, the group stage is up against all odds. These 4 teams have been able to make it. They showcased their mettle to go through an entire gauntlet of challenges to be here to get a massive chunk of this 15 lakh INR prize pool. I'm excited for this one, Darshada. I want to know what you're feeling.
Definitely, everyone is excited right now. 15 lakhs, that's such a huge amount coming up, And what's like for the very first place is the question. Now, we've been talking about it right from day one itself, but that time it was all about making it to the playoffs. Right now, it's about having something for yourself. The first place not just takes away the title, but alongside that, there's going to be a cash prize of 7 lakh on stake. Alongside that, second prize is going to be 5 lakh, third 2 lakh, and the fourth place as 1 lakh INR. So much, so much to have your hands onto. And the title itself, I mean, no matter how much I emphasize on the fact the title is just so huge, Lenovo and Intel presents the Esports Club Challenger Series VCT of season 2023, which is such a huge, event coming up. But as you said, right, we had 64 teams in the open online qualifiers. But hey, I remember there's going to be 128 aggressive. 128 teams who made it to the
Yeah.
online qualifiers. Top four did qualify for the group stages where we had 8 invited teams. And now, with 12 teams fighting it off in the group stages, we finally have our top four teams who have qualified for the playoffs.
Can you imagine the 20 players that we have in these teams? I'm not counting the subs just yet, but of course they're also part of the squad.
Yeah,
They are the ones who are chosen from all of these other players. There was what, 140 teams in total because we had 12 other invited teams, right? In total.
yeah,
So there is so many different variables that could have been coming into play here. So many players, so much talent on the field, but the four teams that are on the top of these standings, they are the ones to make it over towards this upper bracket semifinals. And hey, they're gonna try their hardest to go up against each other. Don't forget, of course, we do see that Orangutan and Aster Army. They're the ones to make it through from Group A. From Group B, we have True Rippers and MLT Esports. And remember what we were talking about yesterday? We did say
yeah,
that getting that first seed position gives you a slight advantage because you will be the ones to face off against the second seed from the opposite groups. So first of all,
yeah,
we are going to be witnessing the members of OG up against MLT Esports. OG, strictly when you look at the analysis and of course their match history and what they have been able to accomplish, should have the advantage going up against Metal. But don't forget that Orangutan did lose against a youngster squad known as Aster Army in the past.
yeah,
So it's gonna be very competitive because in Metal they have rewatched that VOD and of course seen exactly what Astro Army are doing. They know the cracks in the armor of Orangutan. Will they be able to capitalize on top of it, or have the members of Orangutan completely changed up their strategy to compensate for those mistakes? We'll find that all out today in this matchup.
there is going to be a lot of things happening all around. This is going to be the upper bracket semifinals that we are talking about. OG up against the sides of Medal Esports is what we are going to witness. If I talk about the entire journey of both of these teams that have been in this specific tournament itself, Medal has played what, 5 maps in total, four maps of Haven and 1 map of Ascent. Again, I would say 4 map of Haven is what the sides of Medal Esports have tend to play in this tournament itself, and they've won all of it. Not even one single drop for the sides of Haven. But when it went down to Ascent, there's a rough journey that they had. On the other side, if I talk about the sides of Team OG as well, they've had an amazing run throughout. Going up against the sides of Aster Army, yes, it was a bit difficult for them. But again, they've had the 3 different maps overall. For now, if we are talking about the map, I'm quite excited to see what the map beta looks like for this best of 3 today, because it's not just about one single map, right? It's about 3 different maps. And look where we are. The very
Oh
first map,
my
it's going to
god, the
be
OG's
Bind.
pickup.
Yeah, Bind, Haven, and Ascent as the decider.
Three big raid bosses of Valorant. I wanted to go in for something a little bit more exciting. I would even casted Lotus, honestly.
Yeah,
Lotus, Sunset, Split, and Breeze all banned out. The three most common maps in the game of Valorant, things that have been played since the dawn of time. Quite in the opposite direction though, because normally I'm used to people picking up on Ascent, Bind, then going towards Haven or Ascent, Haven, and Bind, but at least it's a bit different, right? Someone took a different
yeah,
map for once. Vine being the first initial pickup, it is of course going to be OG who did pick up this map. So for them, I do believe this is a pretty big advantage because OG are a
yeah,
very execution heavy team, and with them relying a lot more on execution and of course these fast rushes, it should be enough, right? But
yeah,
as we are going to be talking about the particular matchups from the teams, what we also need to talk about are the players. Let's head on down over to the head to head to see exactly who will be pinning up against each other for this match. And of course, it's going to be none other than Antidote and Paradox. A little bit of a spewed comparison, but when you think about
yeah.
it overall, Antidote, he's on a Sentinel and he's nearly going toe to toe with Paradox.
Yep, we have seen Paradox playing Cypher though, but alongside that, yes, we have seen Paradox going up to the KO as well. 87 kills is what he has, 63 as compared 63 for the sides of Antidote. Headshot percentage, it's definitely looking great for the sides of Paradox right now. 32% of an headshot rate. That's huge. That's humongous. And on the other side, Antidote, it's going to be 24 for him as well. But again, it will now completely depend on all of these three maps coming up in this best of three, because it is going to decide on what happens next. Bind, Haven, and Ascent. Interesting matches, to be very honest. And here's the thing, right? Every team has played what, 5 matches in the group stages itself. And if I just talk about the group stages that we have had, both of these teams had no bind in their journey, no bind whatsoever. We haven't seen them playing bind. I mean, we have seen them playing what, Haven, Ascent, Split, Lotus, but this is the first time in the playoffs itself that we are going to see the sides of OG and Medal going in the map of bind itself. But right now, agent selection is what we are talking about.
I mean, really interesting
Oh,
to see what the members of OG are going to be bringing into this game. Metal going in for their tried and true tested calm the Euro
what?
for Paris. They've been doing this often. Like, even in other
Okay.
tournaments, we have seen them pick this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't picked bind on this particular tournament, but in the past, when you look at their analytics, they love to take this Euro. But historically, it hasn't really worked out that well. If Paradox is having a good day, though, then he's able to do wonders on the Euro. But from what I have witnessed, a lot of teams, especially OG, have a deep understanding of how Paradox like to play this particular agent on this map. But what I
Yeah.
don't really like coming in from OG and their overall composition is the Fade. In a way, I get it. The Fade is pretty strong here. You can do a lot with it, but the recent nerfs to Fade, especially with the Prowler changes, just kind of nullifies a lot of her strength that she had in the past. Before, she could use the Prowlers in behind with the Sky Flash and be able to swing towards Belong and be able to help out the Sky when she's trying to take her duel. But now, you don't really have that possibility. The Sky needs to go by herself, and if anyone is playing Anti-Flash, then the Sky's pretty much done for. She will get traded no matter what happens, and the different factors coming in and the weaknesses of Fade will really start to show towards this game. So I'm really hoping to see Excali just try to come above those weaknesses and be able to showcase his true strength, because in my opinion, Fade could just be the biggest problem
Yeah.
for that particular roster, but also the Chamber getting picked up on the other side for Rawview. He's been a phenomenal, consistent fragger in almost every single one of his games. If he's able to put up a really good performance, then I'm pretty sure OG, they're going to get through this without any problems.
A lot of surprises, a lot of new strategies, aggressive is what we are going to have today. Because, you know, when we were talking about the sides of group stages, it was all about qualifying for the playoffs. But right now, there is a lot on stake. We're talking about a book of strategies, right? Where these teams, they didn't tend to show everything. They just showed what, 1, 2, 3, 4 pages maybe that you could read. Now, when it goes down to
Oh, okay.
uh,
Yeah, yeah, we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. I mean, that's completely all right for now. Again, coming back to what I was talking about, we've seen a lot of strategies coming from these teams, but right now in the playoffs, if I talk about it, it's going to be a lot of new strategies coming up. Now, if I talk about the addition of Fade itself, the previous time that we saw OG going with a Fade, it was Antidote that I remember did try to go, but hey, we've already started off the match itself and the first frag is already rolled in. MLT Esports is looking great. 3 players remaining for them. It all goes down to OG having one last player. Is he trying to maybe go in for a 1v3? The spike is already planted. Time is what it needs to be, because
Team Ace.
the clock is ticking. Frostmind for the last kill, and that's going to be MLT Esports with the very first one on board.
I don't think that is Metal, that is Orangutan. But we're going to fix that up really soon, ladies and gentlemen. Don't really worry about that. But for now, we're going to be jumping on back in towards this matchup. From what we can tell, though, that there was a very fast execution coming in from the members of OG. They just WP'd their way in towards the side. And the members of Metal, I'm very confused of what the first initial game plan was. Yes, of course, there are some technical difficulties coming in. They're smoothing things out. First game of the day, you gotta excuse us for that one. But what we know is that Antidote is trying to take this first initial deal on his own. The fight could be coming for Rawview, gets the first initial catch over on a one, and this entire eco round just got fell flat on its face, and Ozzy's just going in. He doesn't even care. 2 players remaining for Metal to maybe try and get a frag or two, but to win out on this round, yeah, that is going to be close to impossible.
Very difficult. OG good executions coming up from there. And Vim a bit
One
low,
enemy
but
remaining.
Nevertheless, it's going to be Antidote who finds him. It all goes down to one last remaining player, but MLT Esports not really sure on what can be done. I mean, look at Blackhawk. It's completely clueless on what more can he do. Maybe one frag? No. As Aziz comes up and denies Blackhawk for every single thing. A 3K for him and a flawless that rolls in for the sides of OG. Good start coming up. I would say not even one single weaponry being denied, which means in this round itself, OG will be going on a complete bonus and we will be having MLT Esports with a full buy round coming up. So we're going to decide a lot of things coming up for them as well. Looking at the composition, I feel MLT Esports in the defensive half, it's going to be it's going to be difficult for them. I mean, the investment of double duelist again with double controller and a single initiator. Let's see how it pans out. But going down to the attack, it might just be very quick, executions coming up from then. For now, slowly and steadily once again, it is going to be a B execution. Viper towards the B information. Yes, it is relied on to all of the players towards Long and Hookah. Both trying to make their way, but that's going to be the very first frag comes in, and that's going to be Antidote done for now. The full buy round, as soon as it rolls up for the sides of team, MLT Esports, they tend to have the very first frag, but that's not the best option. Blackhawk gets denied. Wimp might just fall for this one because the positioning is not looking that great.
Aussies! A little bit of a fright there, but still a 1-for-1 trade, and they do get the weapon back in their arsenal. And one more opportunity for them to jump into this fight. With the bag, but up against raw fuel. That angle is just so difficult to fight into. Paradox has the flash, pops out. Good for the double, good for the 4K too. Paradox with one flash just lights everyone up and shuts them down instantly. Good God, Paradox. This guy woke up on the right side of the bed today because he's not missing a single shot. Single-handedly turning the entire round around for himself and also his team. Gets a 4K to open things up. Beautifully done from Paradox.
He definitely is not going to miss anything out. It's just the 4th round, and look, Paradox already has his dimensional drift to work around with. This is so interesting. Paradox, and the Euro pick coming up from him was something we did not see in this, at least, tournament itself. By the way, it's just panning out from him. It looks so beautiful. On the other side, once again, OG. Now, it completely depends on the very first frag itself. Look at one tap god. Look at his position towards the showers already. He wants the shower control for himself. He does not want to give it away so easily. On the other side, if we talk about MLT Esports, there has been a lot of util exchange as well coming up from there and towards the B side. But Paradox, he needs to be careful. He's going a bit aggressive towards the B long. Slowly and steadily might convert one. No, I feel no is the answer because the execution from OG has tend to make its way towards the A side. 2 players towards the showers coming up from the sides of MLT Esports as well. But the dimensional drift, yeah, he does. And that's a lot of information. I mean, look at him. He has all the information in the world he needs, but the timing, will it be perfect to start things off? Paradox, no, he gets denied from Antidote. They knew where he was, and MLT Esports does not have the numbers for themselves. 2v4 is what the situation looks like. Ah, come on, Antidote.
Not looking that good. They're just falling like flies. Metal, they don't have an answer anymore. Paradox tried to go in for a play of his own, but the fact that he died out that quickly right after using the dimensional drift really just caused his entire team to fall apart. Last player, of course, is going to be Blackhawk. We've seen him win out on situations like this, but with OG having such good positions, it's almost impossible to try and even get this round and even turn it on its head. Excalibur right around the corner, just snaking its way across. 1-3. Metal. Good game plan, but overall when it came down to the execution, it didn't go so well.
Yeah. Good rounds coming up from the sides of OG as well. 3 rounds is what they've secured already. It all goes down to Medal. Not having a great economy over and over again. I mean, we've been talking about it so much, right? In the previous round itself, it was them investing onto all that they could. But right now, as they've lost it, it's going to be them on Sheriff, Stingers, and maybe a Vandal that one-tap god has. But again, will he be able to connect those shots is the question, because today it does not seem so. Blackhawk, his location gets compromised, but Wimp, do they anticipate him being on the cross is the question. Now this Boombot will give them a lot of information. Wimp still holding the best of that angle, tends to just walk inside the crosshair. The showstopper gets Aziz the second kill as well, and now It's just bodies piling up in the hookah. The site completely open for execution. OG can go in and get the plant done comfortably.
Paradox is a good chunk of damage too. The spams through the smoke really did tag him out. He can no longer take these aggressive duels that he did from the past. The one flash that he did, it's not going to repeat itself that easily. But what we do know is that SU was not really spotted out on the angle, but Rawfield so quick on the trigger there. That's the backup two coming in from Frost Mines, and the last player already spotted. One tap got over towards the side. They know exactly where he is. Swing into him to take him out as OG. A flawless round comes out from them, and the confidence is just overflowing. Paradox pulled off a miracle, but it seems as though that was a one-time thing because the members of OG, they're ruthless out here.
Oh, they definitely are. Two flawless, to be more precise, not just one. In the entire eco round itself, OG did convert a flawless, and now when it went down to them having a good economy to be maintained, they had one more flawless rolling in. Alongside that, it's going to be the Torde Force that is online for the sides of OG. Now, how will they invest onto it is yet a question, but MLT Esports, this is an important round. Once again, Shah's control is definitely something that they want for themselves, but on the other side, Paradox, the flashes are on point. They spot two players. Blackhawk finds one out of Excali. Aziz, his location is compromised for trying to go in for those two. He denies both of them.
How does he take
Blackhawk and Paradox. Not the best of the start, I would say, for the sides of MLT Esports, because OG, they tend to lose one important player, and that's going to be Excali, but in return, Aziz found two, and that's huge. Rafiel has the best position to walk around with, converts one, maybe doubles it up for himself, and it all goes down to MLT Esports and their one last remaining player.
Scout destroyed.
Yeah, Wimp, he has nothing in him to try and get this round. They're immediately running towards A to get this plan. Antidote trying to be a little bit of a nuisance, maybe find the kill for his own, but Wimp fast when it comes down to his trigger. Just find the five, and Rafiel has the better angle, a little bit of a scuffed spray, but Rafiel finishes him off. 3k for him, and he's one step closer to the 2 to force as well. Good God, this play coming in from Aziz though. He had no business winning out on that round. That double kill was more than enough, and immediately Hacker is like, nope, we're gonna cut this. We're gonna stop it right here and right now because the momentum that the members of Orangutan are building is way too much. Maybe Hacker can give them a little bit of a direction, but it feels as though Metal, they're taking the right duels, but they're missing their shots.
Yeah, it's going to be very true. Missing out of shots right now can cost them a lot, and you can already see 4 rounds of differentiate coming between both of these teams is again a huge mountain to climb, right? We've been talking so much about the map of Bind itself. Your executions needs to be so perfect. Now, it all goes down to both of these teams having what 3 ultimates with themselves. But here's the thing: MLT Esports, they can actually invest onto the Viper's pit towards one side to have the complete control over that site, and maybe have an advantage of player on the other, so that when the push comes up or the rush comes up from the sides of OG, they can actually stop them with a lot of util dump, and maybe that's where things might turn around for them. But again, it completely depends. If they are going to be stubborn towards the site where the Viper's pit is invested onto, and they find the Viper itself, then the control will be completely lost. Again, they do not have a good economy to be maintained. Sheriffs is all that they have alongside Bucky. One tap god, not really sure. I mean, not seen him on 0 kills after 6 rounds though. The first time, that's a very rare sight to witness. But for now, again, Paradox trying to take an initial duel towards the B-Long itself. Seekers come online. That's going to be a lot of information at the same time. Antidote trying to deny everything, but on the other side, one tap god. What?
Hello, Rafiel!
What's going on? One tap god with the Bucky finds one onto Raw Fuel, and that's going to be OG not having the numbers. Seekers invested onto that's going to be Orbital Strike as well. Vim shuts down Aziz, and that's going to be a lot of weaponry retrieve.
This was just a complete collapse coming in from the members of Orangutan. I don't know what the game plan was in this particular round because they started making so many mistakes. The members of Metal, they just are happy to capitalize on top of it. Antidote, pretty much the entire world's against him at this point. Maybe he could get 1 kill, but even that is going to be a very difficult task for him. 2 flash agents still alive, and they can easily take this duel, isolate him out, and find that final frag. As Metal, they got the perfect answer, and that was Rafiel just not clearing his corners. It seems
30
as though
seconds
for
left.
Metal, the only thing that they need is for Orangutan to make a mistake. And as soon as they do, that will be punished, allowing them to get this round. This will be a thrifty coming through for the team. And Metal, honestly, I have to say, their positioning was flawless in this round. They were able to capitalize so well.
You know, the fact still remains the same. When we did saw the sides of Rafuel entering towards the Shahs itself, it was one tap god who did not have any weapon in his hand. He did not have the Bucky in his hand. He was up with a knife. He switched to that Bucky and he took down the sides of Rafuel. That's how it all went down up there. And now, MLT Esports did convert a thrifty for themselves. A lot of, I would say, ultimates were invested onto Seekers, the orbital strike as well, but that did not get them the round. But right now, Viper's Pit coming from the sides of MLT Esports is completely going to block the A entrance for them. Now, Shah's control, maybe that's something that they can try onto, and I do see Excali making his way towards the Shahs itself, but Paradox, that's just a clone though. But yeah, Paradox on the other side trying to make his way right towards the back of Excali. This can be an important frag that rolls in for them. No,
Frostbite
Paradox, he has
doesn't know.
2 frags. He has 2 frags on his name if he plays it out perfectly, but
Frostbite!
no! That's gonna hurt Paradox. You're the best of the position. He did see the barrel of the weapon as well. Still, it was Frostmind who came up on top, got that frag. Easy finds one onto Raw Fuel, but that comes up as a trade from the sides of Antidote. 3 versus 2, aggressive.
Scout destroyed.
It's going to hear out a little bit of the footsteps too in this particular instance. Frostminds.
One enemy
Known
remaining.
Black Hawk.
Spike down B.
He knew the angle. Frostbite just casually ran in for no apparent reason.
30
The fight was
seconds
very
left.
dangerous, and now Antidote has an opportunity to make a full-on wraparound over towards the A side instead. As Metal, they're still in position, and one tap god with the showstopper ready. He can instantly stop this plant or even catch out Antidote.
planted.
But it all depends if he hits the shot or not. Swings out, and it's going to be Wimp instead to get that final frag off. No idea of exactly where Wimp was, and a good pincer from the members of Metal. They get full control as Metal 3-5 as they're back in towards this game. And Orangutan, possibly a pause could be coming into play here in this round or in the next, because it feels as though they were very disjointed in this round and they could not really formulate a plan together.
Yeah. That's gonna be true. Maybe a pause that we, see coming up from the sides of OG, but for now, it's not gonna be the case. So
think next round,
are gonna, maybe the next round itself. Excali does have the, Nightfall to work around where the investments would be made. There's going to be a full buy coming up from both of these ends, but it completely depends on who converts us. On the sides of MLT Esports, they just have one single ultimate to work around with, and that's going to be the showstopper itself. But on the sides of OG, they have the Torday Force and the Nightfall, which is going to be a very important ultimate when it goes down to the site execution itself. But to start things off, Aziz, he finds one onto Wimp, and that's going to be so difficult. But Aziz gets an instant shutdown coming up from the other end. Frostmind and Rafuel, they team up to find 2 kills for themselves and deny the numbers for the sides of MLT Esports. 2v4, double up the numbers because OG has 4 players alive. The Nightfall did give them a lot of information to work onto, and now it all goes down to what the execution plan looks like. Both the players towards the elbow, slowly and steadily making their way towards the side, but it's going to be very difficult. I mean, denying 4 players who are checking every corner is just going to be so difficult, and you have Frostmind out there, not the best position to peek. One tap god gets taken down. Frostmind, one. Oh, that's all he finds. He gets taken down as well. Antidote comes up, finds Easy, and it's going to be OG for one more round.
Yeah, Frostminds overall played that one well. Played at the off angle. Wasn't really able to get the second, but at the same time, he dealt enough damage for his teammates to get that easy refrag. 3-6. As OG now, finally, the problems that they were facing in the last round, they were able to talk it through without that pause, using it as a resource later on if they're required to do so. Smart for them. Overall, when you look at the ultimate economy, all of the members of OG are pretty much one away other than that race, and of course Excali, who just used the Nightfall. For them, ultimate orb control is pretty much the most important part of this particular round. If they're able to take that proper control, then they are gonna be the ones to go in for much more of an easier execution as Aussies! What was that kill? Poor old Whip! He didn't even see a player! One tap god capitalizes on the moments of confusion. Comes out to get the final catch. little bit of a decoy to maybe gain some information. Paradox playing mind games out here. Says he has the remote already, and he's just gonna wait it through, and one tap god comes in with a showstopper to get another frag. Man advantage is present, but Rawfield's position is completely unknown, but Paradox, regardless of that, gets a double kill. He opens everything up. And the entire confusion now relies on where Rawfield's gonna be, but still, Rawfield's position is known, and Paradox, he's gonna be so aware of that too. 4-6. As his execution overall was really smart by the members of OG, but the raw peaks coming in from one tap god and his talent just gives him the edge here. Showers control denied, and that instantly causes the short play to collapse.
True though, very true. OG slowly and steadily, economy as soon as it comes down to the fact that the economy is not looking good, the investment would be made in the form of Tour de Force. Alongside that, they do have a lot of ultimates to work around with, but this time again, Paradox with the dimensional drift. Now I'm quite excited to see on what does he brings on the table, but Tofiel gets denied antidote. The same case, but Frost Mine, he has lost his mind completely out there. Not just one, good fit, doubles it up for himself. 3 with 3 is what it looks like. Aziz with the showstopper. Will he be able to find one? Oh wait, that's gonna be... Yeah, Excali denies one tap god. Once again, it's gonna be a 1v1. It's not looking great, but before even Aziz could make his way out, it was Wim who shuts him down. MLT Esports gets the 5th one on board, but you know, you have to give it to Frostmind for those 2 sheriff kills coming up from his end.
That was perfect, but the most questionable play out here was them rushing this execution. They had the chance to go for a full-on reach set and not take these early fights, but instead they just tried to W their way in towards the side. They used the showstopper, they used the orbital strike too, and overall none of those ultimates got any form of value. Plus Excali made a massive mistake using the Prowler and opting to go in for a close swing against a player who was nearsighted. Big mistakes being made by the members of OG. A pause could have helped, but hey, who am I to judge? Another fight for them to take into here. Paradox, the flash is going to be perfect for him, but Ozzy's with the nade. He's going to be able to catch out one. Ezzy, he gets shut down, and that's the smoke completely getting taken off the table here.
You know, the Fade and the Raze combination does work perfect for the sides of OG, and this is not the very first time that we are seeing this happening. Paradox, once again, the dimensional drift does come online, but he has made his way towards the other side completely, where there's no player whatsoever. They are still gonna hold back outside the B itself, and now Antidote on the other side. The flashes do get exchanged. Paradox, okay, he finds his way back towards the B side itself. But there is a lot of information as he gets taken down. Blackhawk finds the best of the frag that he can for himself. The Seas comes up, but Raw Fuel, these shots are just so crispy. They're just so crazy shots out there. Blackhawk with a 3k out of his name, slowly and steadily the bodies kept on piling up. It all goes down to Vim being the last surviving player, a 1 versus 2. Now look where Excali is. As soon as Vim comes out, he is going to shut down the sides of Wim, and that's going to be the 7th one on board. Little did I expect the 6-all half though. Way both of these teams were playing, I did expect a 6-all half coming up, but it's going to be 5 for the sides of Medal and 7 coming up for the sides of OG.
It doesn't make any sense how the members of OG were even able to win this round, because overall they were still at a significant disadvantage. Blackhawk came in clutch by getting those 2 kills, but it just wasn't enough. A very disjointed retake coming in from the members of Metal as they didn't flood into the site together, causing this to completely fall apart. OG overall, they did pretty well to take those isolated 1v1s that was being given to them by Metal, but cases like this should really not happen when you know you have the advantage when going in for a retake. Of spots as we do see a very fast rush come through as Rawfield misses the head tap, and Ezzy's going to be the one to punish him out for it. One man already down, but then again, the Chamber really is just a running turret. If the Chamber doesn't get a kill, he doesn't find that much value, but Rawfuel dying out this early on means that he lost a good chunk of firepower that OG had to try and hold down this defense.
Good start for the sides of MLT Esports to take it to an equalizer though. Pistol round, if they get it, this one done for themselves. It can be them having an advantage, and maybe the second round as well. But again, it all goes down to Metal having a lot of flashy agents. You know, the Euro flashes, the Sky flashes, everything is going to work perfect for them. Blackhawk. Oh no, there's going to be a lot of
Spike planted.
damage done onto Aziz, but the spike gets planted. 3 players towards the lamps itself. Aziz is going to get denied for everything. No, he denies one tap caught, but that's going to be a fair trade. 2 for 2 trade coming up. OG still does not have the numbers to work around with Medal Esports. 3 remaining players, but look at the positioning. 1 towards the showers, 2 towards the lamp itself. Excali, he needs to win this duel. He gets denied for. And now it's just going to be the last nail put into the coffin coming up from the sides of Blackhawk. 6th one on board for Medal Esports, and soon it might just be an equalizer until and unless OG is able to pull off a thrifty.
That was such an important round coming in, and a kill, sorry,
Yeah.
coming in from Excali. If you got that kill, there was a good chance they could have come into this round up with possible clutch, but just didn't happen. The man disadvantage not really working out in their favor whatsoever as Medal. They did find a really big crack in the armor for OG here in these fights, and they're gonna be able to exploit it really well over. Oh, it's Raw Fuel again. Wants to take an early heal, doesn't find the headshot, but deals a significant amount of damage that they have to worry about. Paradox over from the back. Excali just flicks back. He's gonna be able to dodge it out, and oh my god, one tap god. He's just flying straight in. He's still taking fights, but Excali, he's shutting everything down. This guy is an absolute menace, and he's doing God's work out here. Excali, another fight and another opportunity for him to hold. The spike has been smoked up, and that basically means that Blackhawk, he needs to come into a dangerous position to try and even try to stop this defuse from coming through. Blackhawk's gonna be good for the first kill, and he's nearly gonna be good for the second, and Frostbind clutches it out. 6-8, and good god, that was very close, but Excali, you're the hero of this round. A triple kill with a Sheriff and only headshots. The man can pull off miracles for certain.
Yeah, definitely. He can do magic out there. Excali has been a turning point for this specific round itself. Medal Esports, a lot of mistakes being committed, honestly, because, you know, they were trying to go in and solo peek Excali out there. Excali, what did he do? He just waited back on that angle. He just held back on that angle and he did not even move. Still, he was able to get 3 frags out of that one single position. I mean, 800 creds invested onto and got what, 3 kills? That's huge, right? So, Medal Esports, if they tend to keep on doing this again and again, it's going to be difficult. Now that they have lost their entire eco round, it's going to be them on a complete save because the economy is going to have a big collapse out here. And on the sides of OG, I would say it's them enjoying their time right now. They have what? Vandal retrieved, a Bulldog retrieved from the previous round itself, and in this round itself they can actually go in and make as many investments as they can because they have a good economy to be maintained. On the other side, an instant timeout coming up from the coach himself. That's going to be Sky going in for this timeout. It's important because they know they can actually run away with the lead. They know how, you know, game changing this round can be.
Yeah, Sky needs to give his team a little bit of direction here of where they really want to be headed. Yeah, of course, this round was really good for them, but then again, a good round is not enough. You need to be a lot more decisive in the way that you play these defensive rounds. Don't forget, Bind is one of those maps that you can easily lose control of, and you can easily get sold on fakes too. If you over-rotate by the slightest of margin, it's going to be bad, but Aussies, he's not going to over-rotate. He's going to overkill them. The damage from this man is insane.
Yeah.
He just runs straight on up into their face and he doesn't even care. Good for the shots, and Antidote's going to be able to come on back and give his buddy a little bit of backup too. Last player over towards the side. Paradox, he just doesn't have an answer. Aussies, fast on the flicks and also fast on the frags too. Nothing can stop him.
Perfect headshots coming up. No matter what. He was so confident, right? Every single time, he was just so confident right on the face of their enemies is what he went down. He knew that, you know, in the previous round itself, they did a lot of damage already. And it's just about, it's just them capitalizing onto everything. But now, this is where everything might turn around. Medal Esports, they've lost a lot of rounds they should not. And if they lose onto this one as well, it's going to be OG running away with 2 more rounds, which is very difficult. But Aziz, he wants to be the aggressive one out there. But that's going to be Antidote. The smokes are perfect. The fade utilities are perfect, and that's where Antidote will be able to convert 2 kills. Medal Esports again, an early damage coming up to their ends. They've lost 2 important players. That's going to be Paradox and the Smoker done for. 3 remaining players onto their name right now. But again, site execution right now is going to be so difficult. They did try and to go towards the B site itself. They did not even make their way near to the teleporter, but before that itself, it was them having no player advantage whatsoever. One tap god, yes, his location is compromised where he needs to reposition himself or maybe make some another plan, but hey, this is something I'm not liking. Antidote. The flash needs to be perfect. Two players right on face. Excali finds one. That's going to be Antidote. Good for the third one. Triples it up for himself. MLT Esports. One last remaining player. It all goes down to one tap god, but once again, you know how good Excali is with his utils. One tap god gets denied for, and the 10th one comes on board for the sides of OG.
Do you know what would have been funny if
Yeah.
Antidote didn't get that kill? Antidote dies, and then Excali's gonna die in the process because he got flashed by his teammates. That would have been a horrible way to lose the round, but it's OG
Yeah.
after all. They are consistent in the way that they do things. They do utilize their utility for a very specific reason, and Antidote, knowing that he would still flash his teammate, had the confidence to take the swing, and regardless, they get the frag to keep him safe. Necessary sacrifices need to be made, but for Metal, they have no idea what sacrifices they need to make to try and even get themselves back towards this game. Losing out on so many rounds and holds as these guys are just falling apart. Aussies nearly catches out another player too. The flick was perfect. If Ezzy just walked into his crosshair vicinity, this would have been done. Excali, last player, has already been seized. Nope, Blackhawk's gonna be able to dodge it out. This Stinger maybe can deal a little bit of damage, but it's already been spotted. On comes through, his position's known, the spam's out, and the shorty to try and get the final frag. Not gonna happen, but still. 6-11 as OG, right after one pause and Sky's pep talk, the team looks to be indestructible.
Yep. You know, the fact that OG are not even allowing the sides of MLT Esports to go and test their util game. In the beginning itself, it's just OG who comes up on the top, denies the most important utilities that the sides of MLT Esports have to take the control. And it all goes haywire for them. If this is what the case looks like, it's just going to be OG. Once again, a full buy coming up for the sides of MLT Esports. But again, half shield is what all these players have to invest onto. But this decides the fate of them for the very first match itself. They do have the map of Haven, ladies and gentlemen. That is a strong map for them. But again, the way OG is just running away with the confidence, it might just be so difficult for them. Running around like headless chickens all over. Easy and one tap god gets denied for everything. Paradox, good for 2. Yes, he does converts. Doubles it up for himself and brings back the numbers for the sides of MLT Esports. The Nightfall was definitely invested onto, but it's still a 3v3. Paradox does have the dimensional drift to walk around, but the Seekers will be invested to gain a lot more of information, and now it's all about the retake aggressive. Oh no.
I have no idea what was happening in that particular round, but this dimensional drift has so much potential, but he's not able to turn it around. Last player remaining is gonna be Frostmines. He was such low HP, but Blackhawk trained and ready. Cold-blooded killer in the making, but this round was an absolute cluster of utility just being thrown left and right. But Paradox, man, he comes alive when his team needs him the most. He kept his team in the running. This was the most crucial round for them to win, by the way. If they lose here, they will have no economy whatsoever to even go in for buys in this round in particular. You can see that their money is in the ditch. That's how crucial this round was. If the members of OG were able to get that 12, everything would have fell apart. But the thing is, they took down one evil and they're able to survive. But now another raid boss has showed up. It's Raw Fuel holding an operator. Now that scares me more than his rifle, that's for certain.
That's going to be true, but once again, a lot of flashes Antidote has on himself, and that's going to be Paradox. One tap god. He doubles it up. Both of them double it up for themselves. Now, this is interesting. OG with one last remaining player. It all goes down to Excali. A 1v5. Now, that's a huge ask. Okay, a 1v5, that's definitely a huge ask, but again, MLT Esports getting this round for themselves is going to gain them a boost in their economy as well as the overall scoreline as well. It all will go down to a 8-11 scoreline coming up. Excali slowly and steadily trying to make his way towards the hookah itself. There's got to be one tap god who's present right there. Time is definitely not his best friend. I mean, he can just go in for some exit frags. That's all that he can find right now, but the players have already made their way towards the spawn itself. No one wants to die to the spike because they know how important the weapons are going to be at the same time. The 8th one on board for the sides of Medal Esports, OG with 11. The match point is something they yet need to wait on to. One remaining round for match point, but Medal Esports, they are giving their everything right now. Showstopper available for the sides of One Tap God. On the other side, it's going to be the Orbital Strike. An important ultimate, honestly, for the post-plan scenario. But the question is, will the Brimstone be alive till the end for that? Because we have seen
Yeah.
OG and their early, aggression coming up as well.
I think the members of Metal, they're going to be playing purely based upon execution, so that Orbital Strike has a good chance of being utilized early to take over Lamb's control. As you can see, all
Yeah.
of them are going to be running in towards A side, but understanding that there could be a possible lurk up towards Halls. This is such a problem. Shots to be taken, but he's not going to go to find the frag, but Excali's going to be the one to shut him down. Wait a minute, Excali finds the head.
Say not a great day coming up for the sides of One Tap God today. He's not able to feel himself that much, but the Orbital Strike gets invested onto. He definitely won't be able to find anything, but right now he created the space that he wanted for his team, and that's going to be the spike planted. Blackhawk has the heal to work around with. Everyone expect himself will be healed up. Wim takes a duel with Antidote, finds him, shuts him down, and now it all goes down to OG not having the numbers for themselves. Two remaining players. It definitely is difficult, but it's a 2v4. Viper's Pit, yes, they have it for themselves. That's going to be the side of Medal Esports. If only it's necessary to invest onto, but Aziz is going to shut down the sides of Vim. Flashes, yes, it do come from the sides of Paradox, and it's going to hit Aziz as well. He's forced to go back from the position. Drop you from the back, find one onto Aziz. Paradox goes down as well. Not a great sign coming up, but time is not their best friend. OG, they did take down two of their players. Oh, three of their players, my bad, but that did not matter because it's going to be Medal Esports with the 9th one on board. One more round for an equalizer aggressive. This is just so intense. Double digit on board, maybe for both of them in a while.
Yeah, for Metal, this is the kind of style that they really need to go for with this double duelist composition. Very fast, clean, simple, just try to brute force your way through anything that OG have to try and stop you. And the thing is, overall, they don't really have much to stop them, right? Normally, what do you think? There's always a Viper present, maybe a Molly, maybe something to slow them down, but OG, they don't have much. They only have players that can try to shoot them out of the sky. And when you have this many flashes, it's very hard to get any form of an advantage in towards this first initial matchups here. Dimensional Drift has been popped, and One Tap God's just gonna go in based upon behind it. Run through as One Tap God over toward the corner, swings! Not gonna go to find the second, but it's still gonna be Paradox coming out on top, and he's clearly be able to clutch out so much. Metal, they're able to trade things out so beautifully, and OG, it's like they got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
A truck carrying 5 members of Metal with weapons that really can hit the mark. Xantidote, he's trying to maybe pull off something for a C, but with a Bulldog? Nothing other than a miracle is going to be able to save this squad.
Team Ace.
They did not even, went in to plant the spike. They knew there's going to be one player right in the face itself. 10 to 11, ladies and gentlemen. OG, slowly and steadily, they are losing their momentum right now. Because previously, you remember when we started off with the very first half itself, it definitely was the sides of Metal to gain the first round. But after that, it was a sheer domination coming up from OG. Consecutively, 4 rounds is what we did witness. But to answer it all back, Metal Esports did convert 4 for themselves. And it all goes down to one more round, which might soon be an equalizer. Now, Rafuel with Shorty and the Tour de Force that he has to work around. But on the other side, Metal Esports does have the Viper's Pit. Over and over again, Viper's Pit has been such an important investment. Paradox blessed with the life for once at least, as Excali would not shoot him down so early. But on the other side, Aziz, as soon as he finds one, there's a fair trade coming up. Wimp and Blackhawk, they're literally on face. Excali gets denied for. Frostmine will be burned alive. OG once again have lost the hold. Metal Esports has just lost one tap card and they still have 4 players. But Paradox, is he ready for that? No. Antidote finds him. Paradox done for. Yet a doable situation because now OG know that how important this round is going to be for them. But the Viper's Pit is invested onto. The first thing that they need to do is deny the Viper itself so that they can get rid of the pit, and they are able to do that. That's going to be Antidote. Rafuel finds one onto Easy. It all goes down to one last remaining player. Blackhawk, yes, he finds one. The Seekers do come online. Antidote. A clutch is what is awaited onto. He'll be going in for the defusal. Blackhawk needs to peek. Time needs to be his best friend. Half defusal is done for
So
Blackhawk. A
good,
3K and a clutch coming up, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be an equalizer. Medal Esports gets the 11th one on board. And now the economy of OG will be on a huge question mark. And it might just be medal, you never know. But you know, OG, they are known for those thrifty, especially Excali, if I talk about them. He's been phenomenal with that sheriff. So anything and everything can happen. But for now, they'll be forcing onto everything that they have because this is an important round.
Yeah, half buys are going to be coming through. They will have more
Yep.
than enough economy even if they lose here, because don't forget the members of OG have been racking up on those loss streak bonuses. And the fact that they have
Yep.
the loss streak bonus to play with allows them to go in for the semi-buy here, but still, regardlessly, will be very dangerous. Win!
Paradox!
He wants to go for a fight, and wait, Paradox with only 7 HP, he's still able to find one kill. This is massive. Aziz tries to make a run around to maybe find one frag over into the corner. He's going to be able to get it. The showstopper finds value. And OG, they have a good chance of winning this round, 4 versus 3, as the execution has now been put to a full stop. Seekers come through to gain early bouts of information of where exactly the members of Metal are. With all of the Seekers being found through, they know that this is a full reset. Metal, they're stuck all the way back in towards market. So the hit could be coming in either side. But look at the aggression from the members of OG. They're walking up all the way from showers. This gives them so much info that the players have to be coming towards B long. There's no other possibility. But look at them, they're just going to keep on going. They're far into enemy territory, and the sky's going to rotate soon.
They're gonna have a collapse very soon happening, but easy. Finds one onto Antidote. Rofuel has been stuck bad in that position. Blackhawk, he needs 2 frags now here. If he's able to convert both of them, it's gotta be risky. But instead, it's gonna be Blackhawk who gets denied. 2 remaining player. Medal Esports a 2v3. Such an important round coming up for both of them. Easy will be going in for a plan, but Rofuel, he wants to deny them every single thing. Look at the positioning. No one is checking Rofuel. No one is checking Rofuel, and that's where everything will fall down for the sides of Medal Esports as Rofuel finds both of them with the Guardian. He tends to shut down. And that's where OG finds the match point, ladies and gentlemen. 11 to 12. Now, the only hope that Medal Esports has to get this map for themselves is an overtime. But for that, they need to get this round. Rofuel and his positioning was something which was not anticipated through the elbow. He just came outside towards the side, shut down both the players and got the round for himself. But Medal Esports, an instant timeout coming up. Now, in the previous round, I thought that the economy of OG was not looking that great, but they somehow managed to actually sneak in those Guardians and, and half buy for themselves. That's where they did convert the best of the round, but Medal Esports. The only ultimate right now aggressive that they have is the Orbital Strike. According to you, what do you think? What do you think will happen in this round? Will it be an OT that we soon head towards?
There's a good chance, but after such a thrifty, I'm pretty sure that the members of Metal mentally are a little bit shook over. Hacker is trying to give them a bit of direction and just feed the information that he can, but I want to look towards the map again. I want to look at the overall ultimate economy and see what could be coming online depending on how the ultimate points are handled. It all depends on that, because I'm very sure that a couple of the players are very close to their ults. Aziz just used his, but the orbital strike could be present coming in from OG too. It's gonna be difficult. This round has a possibility of heading into overtime, but it all depends on if the members of Metal, they want to go for a fast heavy execution, or are they going to play a default. It's a risk. If they go in for an execute and they mess up by even the slightest degree, there is no turning back. But if they play a default, they're waiting for the members of OG to maybe make a mistake and give them a free kill. It seems like an execution could be on the cards as Metal. They're going for a fast rush in towards his B side. They have full control, and they made the perfect read. Antidote by himself. This is going to be an empty site that they can play into, and B retakes are the most difficult picks to do. OG, the odds are stacked against them. This could just go into overtime.
Might just roll into an overtime, but Antidote finds one. That's a perfect trade happening coming up from the sides of one tap god. The spike is planted, and now this post-plant scenario is going to decide a lot of things. Yes, they definitely are. Aziz, an important frag. His location gets compromised for both the satchels, they get exchanged, but the orbital strike will actually force Aziz out of that position, and that's where Easy will find him. But that's a perfect trade coming up. Frostbite, not just 1-2, Excali puts the last nail into the coffin, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be OG who finds the 13th one, and it is OG for the very first map itself. 11-13, Medal Esports did everything that they could to get the side control, to get back the numbers, to do everything to get the spike planted as well. They did force in the orbital strike to get Aziz out of that position. They, denied him as well. But when it went down to Excali and Frostmind on the other side, it was just them doubling it up for themselves and denying everything for the sides of Medal Esports. 13-11. OG gets the first map.
The postman positioning was just really bad from the side of Metal. The overall
Yeah.
execution was good. The main reason why it's so difficult to go in for a retake on B is because the players who are playing from hookah or playing from long or playing from inside of site,
Yeah.
they can utilize utility to block one of the single choke point entries in the site, which is the entrance on spawn. No one was there. Like, no one was trying to hold the spawn entrance. I don't know why. The players were able to flood out for free. No utility, no
Yeah.
snake bites, no molly, no nothing. It was just a complete disconnect from the members of Metal. All of the members of Metal ran into Elbow and they were holding Elbow like their lives depended on it, but they forgot about the other entrance on backside. This
Yep.
was a massive misplay. Metal, they pretty much had this round handed to them on a silver platter, but they completely forgot about one of the key positions of this map. And the fact is, that flood was beautiful. Orangutan, they didn't even need to use a single bit of utility to come out of spawn. They had everything to take the fight back over towards Elbow. You could see too, right there, Shita, that they walked
Yeah.
into Elbow for free from backside. Stuff like this should not happen. Metal, this was a massive misstep. They could have won out on this game and be able to take it over onto overtime, but OG, they were able to capitalize. That's a
They
heartbreaking loss
definitely
for the
did.
side of Metal.
It's gotta be true though. Medal, they did everything that they could to get it to an overtime. I mean, the site execution in the start that we were talking about, it was just so perfect coming up from them. Every single time we saw the sides of OG getting in the, round itself, they were really looking great with the executions. Aziz has been that one single player to look out for, because his aggressiveness is something you do not need to control at all. Every single time he's been aggressive towards any angle, he has converted those frags for himself. He's got back the numbers maybe. And on the other side, Medal Esports, in the few initial rounds of the second half, I felt there was no util usage whatsoever, because there was a early denial coming up from the sides of OG, which just got them into a lot of problems. Now, in this specific round, I just felt they were, running around with just headless chickens. But Paradox, the way he just got back those numbers, and the round was securely handed over to the sides of Medal Esports, it just went down to a 1v1, and that's where they got the best of that round. But again, Medal Esports 4 to 5 consecutive round. It just took them a lot of hard work, a lot of patience, a lot of strategies to build upon to get it to a 11-12, and almost to a 12-12 or an overtime, I would say. But it just didn't work out in their favor, and that's where OG got the first win. Now, again, if I talk a bit about the map veto as well, we have the first map as Bind, which is done for, and it's going to go in the favor of OG. But the second map that we have for today is going to be the map of Haven, and we know how strong Medal is in Haven. We've seen them playing Haven 4 times in the group stages itself, and every single time we've seen Medal, they have won it. They have won it with a good scoreline coming up for them. So now, if OG denies Medal in the map of Haven itself, it can be a 2-0 or maybe a 1-1, and that's where we get to see the map of Ascent itself. But what are your expectations? What do you think is going to happen?
I think Haven will be favoring OG a little bit more, but then again, the Metal, they're the ones to pick it out, right?
Yeah,
So they should be very comfortable on this particular map. They have pretty much everything under control. So the possibilities of a third map is imminent, but looking at the overall scoreline and the stats, Blackhawk, he put up a performance, man. 23,
yeah,
16, and 5. He was absolutely incredible for the side of Metal, but what I really want to see is One Tap God coming on back into the limelight. Wimp and Ezzy, they're trying their hardest, of course. They're on the controllers, they're trying to give support to their teammates. They pulled off a lot of miraculous plays, but it just wasn't enough to push them over that finish line. But One Tap God, A performance like this is very rare from him. I'm really hoping that as he goes towards the Jet, a much more of a comfortable pickup for him, he's able to come alive and bring his team back. But overall, for the members of OG, they were all just so consistent. Frags were good, the support was perfect, and Excali, he made me into a Fade believer. That Fade really did help them out on a couple of
Yeah,
rounds.
he definitely did. Amazing plays coming up from all of these players out there. But right now, match MVP, it is going to be Aziz this time. Yeah, I did expect it to be Frostmind, honestly, because every single time we went towards OG, the victory and the match MVP, it was Frostmind previously. But this time, Aziz having the best day possible for himself. 23 kills, 17, that's 7 assists to add on to an ACS of 284 and 7 first kills. My oh my, 7 first kills is what this man has. B long, hookah, A shower control, A main. Every single time, if there's one player who's been aggressive, who has gone further with the satchels and converted the frags, it was Aziz. Every single time. Headshot percentage of 19 coming up for him, but overall, a great show.
Yeah. Aziz has been just a phenomenal player for this particular game, and hopefully he's going to be able to carry that momentum to over onto Haven, because on Haven he will be the Jet player, and as the Jet player,
Yeah,
either you make those op shots count, or if you miss, their opponents, they're gonna be hunting you down like there is no tomorrow. There's so many different factors that play into a good game of Haven, because you need the map control, you of course need the proper utility usage, and the team play coordination
yeah.
needs to be on that level. But the real question is, do the side of Metal have it in them to go the distance and to bring this one back? We're going to be finding that one out as we are going to be setting up the game, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short little while.
Esports
I
Club
agree.
Challenger Series
There's
2023 VCT off-season official event where our gaming monitor partner is going to be no other than ViewSonic Gaming. But right now, to get you back to the games and tell you all the stories that happening all around, it's going to be me, Darshita, and alongside me, Aggressive is right present here, who did anticipate overtime happening in the previous match, did not work out in your way. Aggressive, what do you think about this map of Haven now?
Yeah, I'm really hoping that a lot of the big mistakes being made by the members of Metal really get ironed out here. I overall
Yeah,
loved the composition that they're going in for. The strategies were very innovative. It's something very different normally that I don't see in SA Valorant at least. The double
yeah,
controller is very standardized, but the way that they were playing that Euro and that race, I loved each and every bit of it, but it just it requires practice, right? We
yeah,
were talking about this on
exactly.
the back end that more practice is required coming in from the members of Metal. They have such good ideas. They're really talented players, but when it comes down to execution, they keep falling flat on their faces. And OG, they're one of those teams that if you make mistakes, they are going to punish you drastically for it. And you can see in situations they were able to just walk into the sites for free, get free kills, and it sometimes came down to a 1v1 or a 1v2 where the members of OG they were able to clutch it out no matter what happened to them. Blackhawk was able to
Yeah,
be one of those clutch factors for his entire squad, being the top fragger on his team to even carry things forward. And hopefully, as we head on down over into Haven, one tap got in Paradox, they rein themselves in a little bit and just play together as a proper unit because now it's their do or die. Don't forget, of course, ladies and gentlemen, there is a safety net of a lower bracket, but you don't want to head down there. You have to play more matches, and it's going to be a grueling situation for you overall. But as we're going to be talking about that, let's talk about the hit to hit that we're going to be looking at for this particular map of Haven, and it's gonna be a Raw
oh,
Fuel up against Wim. Raw Fuel is just on a different level. We can talk about him later because this guy has been shutting players down on a Sentinel, mind you. He's been playing Sentinel in most cases, and he's just indestructible. You can't touch this man. But as we head on over onto Haven, I do believe I recall him playing the Sova instead. So he's on an initiator, mind you, and he's 94,
yeah.
58, and 24 with 35% headshot. I'll just let that sink in.
Yeah, that's gotta be very true. Now coming down to, the sides of Wimp as well. He does have 57 kills, one of a KDR to be maintained, and 28% of a headshot. We have seen him perform as well when his team needs the most, but this is the time now. This is the time because, yep, there is a second chance though. There is gonna be a second chance when it goes down to the lower brackets as well. But here's the question, why do you want to risk it, right? When you have a chance to have a flawless victory streak to be maintained, why do you want to just break it by risking it going to the lower brackets, then the side of finals, and then the main grand finals that we talk about? This is again a huge journey because right now what we are talking about is not a best of one, it is a best of three, where it's not just you who might have an advantage of the map, right? It's your opponent as well who is going to have one advantage of map, and it all goes down to the decider. You never know on whose favor will it roll into. So do or die situation coming up for the sides of Middle Esports right now because OG, after winning the very first map for themselves, they are on the series point, I would say, already, right? The best of three series, they are on the series point. If they get this map, it's a 2-0 coming up and not a really good one for the sides of Middle Esports. But right now, map of Haven, again, the composition is going to be something that I did anticipate coming up from the sides of Middle Esports. The Sova and the Breach alongside the Jet, Astra, and Paradox on Cypher.
You can tell that overall, Orangutan, they're going to be going in for a very standardized composition, but Metal, they're the ones who will deviate very slightly. But them picking up the Astra and, of course, the
Astra, yeah.
Cypher, that's the biggest question mark, in my opinion, is the Cypher. Because, yeah, I can see how the Astra can bear a lot of resemblances, be able to be a very efficient tool for you to have to set up utility, but that Cypher doesn't really have much synergy with the rest of the team. You're relying on the Cypher to do his own little thing, and if OG are
Choose
able
your
to
agent.
just counteract Paradox completely, he's not going to find any form of value here. It's going to be tough for him, but I do believe that after the performances that he has been showing in the last couple of days, it will be more than enough for him to brute force his way back in towards this match.
Yeah, that's going to be true. Now, coming down to Paradox and his overall discussion once again, we've seen, the sides of medal going up with the composition, and it has worked wonders for them, honestly. I mean, yeah, I do have the same questions you have right now. But once again, now, Cypher and Paradox, this is a different story that we can talk about. Every single time we've seen Cypher coming up from the sides of Paradox in the map of Haven itself, he has tend to go on for the lurk. I remember the previous time it was up against the sides of Team Mystic. It was Mystic into so much of problems. I mean, the lurk was something that just got onto their nerves, and they were so irritated to get rid of Paradox, and they were not able to do that, right? Because every single time it was just Paradox coming out of nowhere, and he was taking those tracks for himself. So if again Paradox is able to do that, it's going to be OG, and they are literally going to get irritated with Paradox. But again, the way OG has been playing and capitalizing on the mistakes made coming up from the sides of Medal Esports, the storyline can be otherwise.
Truly. 0-1 already coming in as the members of Medal. They're gonna be waiting for this one to come true. The first initial lines of contact have been made. Honestly, it's gonna be good for 1 kill over on the one-tap god. And immediate when it comes down to the trades too. Paradox is gonna be so consistent with it. He's trying to WQ his way in towards the side, maybe catching out frost mines here. Positions are good, but the trades are just so perfect from either side. What is happening here? One player goes down and another one falls immediately.
Spike planted.
Both of these teams
Yeah.
are locked in and loaded for this match.
That's gonna be true. One last remaining player, Medal Esports, a clutch situation for Izzy. Both of the players towards the window itself. Now he needs to be very, very careful. Excali is almost on the stairs. The first track comes in, the contact comes in easy. He'll be going in for the duel instead of waiting for someone to walk in and maybe go in for the diffuser. And that's where it's going to be OG who will deny him the first one for the sides of Team OG. As you said, right, the start was perfect. I mean, both of these teams having what, a trade coming up every single time one player goes down. It all went down to a 2 versus 2, a 1v2, and then it was just about OG getting the very first round for themselves. So it's going to be them once again on an economical boost. Maybe Spectres, Bulldogs, and only if they want, they can actually go in and invest onto a Vandal as well, Vandal or Phantom, anything that they want. But again, if they are not able to convert the round, that's where the problem may arise. Now, the only reason that I've been so, confident while saying this is because we've seen that happening, right? These players, they tend to be so perfect with the sheriffs coming up. They do invest onto that 800 creds for themselves and get that sheriff, and that's where they are able to change the rounds. Now, medal, as they've got the spike planted as well, it might just be them investing onto few things here and there, which might get them few weaponries retrieved as well. So this is an important round again.
It just works out beautifully. For the members of Metal, I do think that they need to be a bit more decisive in the way in the places that they go, and they need to communicate with each other. I feel as the Paradox could have just gone in for a very aggressive play really early on, and they fell through because of it. Paradox needed to wait a little while to try and facilitate that push to happen first, and the fact that they did not do so was the main reason why they kind of fell through. Paradox kind of rushing it a little bit too much, slow it down, and maybe that will allow the members of Metal to be on the same page for a lot of these executions. Overall, though, I'm going to be quite happy to say that the members of Metal, they're coming into this game with a lot more of a team-centric playstyle, but
Yeah.
they need to keep on refining it, because for OG, they're also in the same place, but they've been doing it since game number 1. So for them, it's not about the adaptability, it's about Metal being a lot more refined compared to their opposition.
True, that's going to be very true. For now, a small of a technical pause that we had, but as soon as I say that, we are going to be jumping right back in the game itself. And as I said, the spike was planted, but that's a huge investment. I mean, I was expecting them to invest onto only sheriffs, but that's going to be 2 bulldogs with full shields, 1 spectre with a half shield, and 2 sheriffs. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting coming up from the side of Medal Esports. Now, this is going to be very important as they have decided to invest onto everything that they have. They need to get the round. On the other side, it's going to be 1 Marshall and rest other players to the Spectre itself. Aziz is going to be forced to push back out of that position. His location gets compromised for, and it's going to be a heavy A rush coming up slowly and steadily, trying to make their way inside. They do have a lot of information towards the graffiti. Antidote will be denied. Excali and Aziz join the same party. OG is left with just 2 remaining players. Frost down and raw fuel. Now, what will they be able to do is the question, because it's just both of them and 5 players right in front of them. That's going to be very, very huge. Both of these teams have made a lot of investment for this round itself. But with Frostmine going down, the hopes are completely done for of of the sides of OG getting this round.
Yeah, Raw I don't think he's going to be able to get much out here. But just the Spectre, I don't think he even wants to save this weapon. Let alone even go in for a try. A couple of exit frags is what he's really hoping for. He gets at the footstep. Over on 1. Positions are good. One tap god's gonna clear him though, but the kill is just not gonna happen. Rawfield's gonna be able to shut down 2. Rawfield's gonna be able to take out 3. This is perfect, and he gets a bulldog for his troubles too. A little bit of an upgrade to carry over into this next round. So overall, for Metal, this force fire round really came through, but the fact that they lost out on 3 players and they died to raw fuel as well puts him even closer to the lockdown. And as soon as that lockdown comes online, let's say the members of Metal, unless they're able to farm that Hunter's Fury really quickly, that one lockdown can easily turn an entire round on the hands of Raw Fuel and of course OG.
That's going to be true. Interesting rounds here and there. I mean, to start things off itself, now you guys know how intense this is. We've seen an equalizer in the start itself. Slowly and steadily, once again, it's going to be the sides of MLT Esports. All of the players trying to make their way towards the seaside, but the first frag comes on the name of Excali. Raw fuel goes down as well. Now, as soon as Medal is back into the map of him, oh wait, Aziz, he shuts down Paradox. He actually deletes him with the Sheriff shot coming up. 2 remaining players, but MLT Esports still does have the numbers to work around with. It all goes down to one player having a shorty, maybe other one with a Sheriff. But MLT Esports have got the best of the round that they can. As soon as, you know, MLT Esports just came back to the map of Haven, it's like a home call that they have. It's a homely feeling. And they are ready with all the strategies that are needed to be put forth here.
Truly. Another little bit of a rush coming through from the members of Metal as they have a really good hold to keep it down under. As overall, they're going to be the ones to win. There's no way that any of the members of OG are going to be able to perform a clutch like this. Maybe one kill could be coming through. Antidote's going to be able to get the shutdown over under 1, but that's it. The final nail on the coffin has been put through as the members of Metal lost out on 2 players, but they won out on the round. As I always say, necessary sacrifices need to be made, and the members of Metal, they know what they need to give into this game to try and stay in the running. But for OG, don't forget that last round was a full-on eco with only Raw Fuel having a bulldog in his hand. So overall,
yeah,
they're still in good spirits and they are in really good positions. But now, what is the plan for Metal? Where do they want to go? Possibility of a B execution, maybe a fake towards C, maybe a fake towards A. You have options to give into this round, but what I really want to see is an early smoke towards the side of Concrete, because if you're able to completely smoke off Concrete and then give the members of Metal, give the members of OG, sorry, a false sense of security, then you should be able to sell this fake a lot better. It all depends. I want to see the overarching strategy come through, but once again, there has been a little bit of technical issue coming through from the teams. We're going to be jumping on back in towards the game soon enough. Don't really worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. But overall, you can see that Hacker is thinking about what's really going on in towards this match and what he can tell his team if things go dire.
Yeah, it's a messy start, I would say, to the map itself, right? The way first round it went down with perfect rates for the sides of OG. The second round was Medal investing onto everything that they had and converting the round. The third round again went in for the sides of Medal. So it has been quite a wobbly start to the map itself. But right now, it all goes down to this round where both of these teams have a lot of investments made onto. Now, Wimp, he has a Sheriff, but on the other side, 2 Bulldogs, 2 Vandals. That's going to be MLT Esports. If I talk about OG, it's going to be a full buy coming up for them. So, important round economically for the sides of OG again. Not able to pull off this one. it's going to be them into a lot of problems. If I talk about the setup again, the Jet and the Sova combination coming up towards the A side, it's going to be quite expectable, but acceptable. Sorry, but on the other side, Aziz maybe the first frag is he does have a lot of information. The owl drone
Oh
will
no,
give away
Paradox,
Paradox's
he said.
position, not the
Goodbye,
best
Paradox.
position to be into Paradox. The owl drone did give him a lot of information. Paradox went down, and now it's going to be raw fuel. He'll be sticking to the diffuser. What's happening? Well, they had the side control. They planted the spike as well. I'm so sorry I missed out on that information. But for now, one tap god finds one. That's going to be raw fuel done for. Excali goes down as well. The shock that finds one tap god. 3v3 yet doable for the sides of MLT Esports, but a lot of pressure being built upon them. It all goes down to Aziz having the best time. 3k for him. And the round rolls in. A 2-all scoreline.
This was just a beautiful round coming in from the members of OG. Each and every one of these players, they knew which angles that they were trying to fight into, and Aziz, this guy just had so much patience trying to take this engagement too. He didn't run, he didn't rush, he didn't give Paradox even a sense that he was there. And that is what you really want to see overall. Excali too, with his last dying breaths, was able to find a frag over on the one. Shock Dart to get those kills, and Orangutan, they're back in towards this game. Beautifully done overall, but they need to recreate this entire process once more, because for Metal, they did win out on the last couple of rounds, and one of them was on a force buy, so their economy still in a very decent position to go in for buys. But if they lose here, they will lose out on so much momentum that I don't really know how they're going to be able to get themselves back in. And with Rawfield being this close to the lockdown, it's even more of a problem. One tap got get spotted, and Rawfield's going to be able to find one frag. Frostmine's over towards back, needs to hold down the side. He's not going to be able to hold it down for long, though. The trades come through. And the seaside right for the picking is Excali. Hunter's Fury comes out, doesn't really find the catch. Come on, Excali. Maybe with the kill, but his position's already known. Paradox gets the timing and shuts him down for it. Aziz, it's all up to you, buddy, but this drone's gonna spot you out, and you are completely done for. 3 versus 1 in Orangutan. They had such a good start with Rawfield getting that kill, but everything fell apart as soon as Frostmines went down.
That's going to be way too true. MLT Esports, 3 players is what they have. On the other side, OG Aziz does have the Bladestorm to work around with, but right now he knows that, you know, going up against 3 players is going to be so difficult. To start things off, okay, that was a perfect stun coming up. Aziz is just in such a bad positioning right now. 30 HP is all he has to survive on to. His location gets compromised. Few shots are enough to take him down. And that's going to be the 3rd one. MLT Esports, good start coming up from them as well. An attacking favored map is what Haven is known to be. And look at them. The Cosmic Divide, the Bladestorm, and the Rolling Thunder to invest onto. On the other side, it's going to be the Lockdown and the Bladestorm. Yet, so, you know, beautiful, I would say, util coming up, abilities coming up from both of these ends. But again, the ultimates, you know, Rolling Thunder will be invested on to get the side control. For the retake, they do have the Lockdown to walk around with. It's going to be interesting, but that's a very aggressive push coming up. Antidote! What in the world did you just do? Inhuman, not just 1, but 3 frags is what he found. Completely denies the sides of MLT Esports. 2 remaining players. Frostmine good for 1. No, Paradox shuts him down. But still, Antidote, what did you just do out there? A 4th one for him might just be an ace. No.
Come on,
Rawfield denies.
They have no business winning this round. I just want to see this again. I don't think we have a replay for this, but
please.
Antidote? Now, I don't think we have a replay for this because we were not looking at it from his perspective. I don't think even our observer could even comprehend Antidote hitting those triple taps like that. Yeah, Aziz maybe with the Bladestorm could pull off a miracle, but Antidote? The guy just tapped him with 3 bullets and they all just fell like flies down onto the floor.
Get out of my way.
Shaolin style. We do see a really aggressive take coming through over on the shore. The members of Metal, they want A side really badly,
Uh-oh.
but One Tap God, his position's already given. He's not gonna die out, I do believe. More than enough as Ozzy needs to try and survive, maybe going for a kill, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do so. Jordy comes through, but One Tap God swaps
player
out and he's gonna be able to find one more
Spike
frag, but
down
Rolfuel,
A.
he's the one to come alive this time. Rolfuel, where were you, buddy?
Paradox.
Comes in at the best possible time as Paradox. It's his turn to pull off a miracle, but Frostmines, again, his positioning is so good. You can see that he doesn't hold a common position. He was out in the middle of nowhere. And Paradox, if he doesn't wide swing that, there's no way he's going to be able to hit that flick.
Still not able to get over what Antidote did in the previous round itself. The 3k and now Raw Fuel, the 4k, my bad. And Raw Fuel with the 3k in this round. The fragging potential coming up from these players is something, you know, we can just talk about day in, day out. But for now, MLT Esports again. What is the plan in this round? Because in the previous one, it was OG, and the plan was way too strong. The smokes will deny a lot of information out there, but on the other side, One Tap God might be going in for an execution towards the garage. Finds one, and that's going to be Raw Fuel done for the stun. Did hit him bad, but does not matter. Raw Fuel needs to reposition himself, but not the best position that he has. Gets taken down from One Tap God. The Hunter's Fury was invested onto, but now, for now, they get nothing in return. They do have the site completely under their control, so can go in for a safe plant as well. But OG, again, they do not have the numbers for themselves. They do have the Rolling Thunder to invest onto, but in return, even MLT Esports has the same. So, better option is to go in for a save right now. And yes, they are going to go in for a complete save as they know that they have an operator as well, which is a huge investment to be made in every single round, and that's not going to be possible. So, better option, go in for a save, maybe use this, weapons in the upcoming round itself. On the other side, MLT Esports, look at them. They're not even trying to go in for a hunt. Oh, well, they are. Wait. Yes, they are. They're trying to take him down, move out of the spike range as well. But OG might be the first frag that rolls in One Tap God. I mean, he does anticipate someone being there. He goes down. That's going to be Excali with one. And that's about it. More or less, that's about it for this round.
Enemies close. Eyes up.
For now, again, 4-all equalizer is what we are talking about. Both of the teams do have an equalized number for themselves. Talking about the ultimates right now, I mean, look at that. MLT Esports, again, Cosmic Divide, Rolling Thunder. It's been available for quite a while now, aggressive. But yeah, and this is an important round. It's such a close map. I mean, I did expect Haven to be a bit of an edge for the sides of MLT Esports, but hey, Izzy's his location. It might just be so difficult. One Tap God. Does he wants to be the perfect neighbor out there? He's walking outside and no, Aziz. Exactly, you just cannot.
Standing ahead.
Disrespected the smoke coming up from the sides of Aster, and that's where we get getting punished for OG. They lose their initial important player.
They need to be really careful about stuff like this. It's One Tap God over from the opposite side. Needs to go for the shot, but Excali, such a good tap. Where does he find that angle? That was a beautiful free fire too. Antidote's gonna be able to come alive. Take it down another two players. It's now Metal. Such a good start to the round, but they fell through just because they tried to execute over towards an A side for no apparent reason. You don't need to go towards A because you've already killed out on the Opper. Take the Op, run away, go to the other side, just play for map control. Why are you trying to push back into A?
A lot of questions to be asked, and that's where it's going to be Metal going in for a timeout. Eventually, there are a lot of question marks that we do have in terms of what is happening in the map itself. Completely understanding the fact that this is such an important map for the sides of MLT Esports. They've had a good streak to maintain as well. So going up against the sides of OG once again, if they lose onto this map, it's going to be them 2-0 scoreline coming up, and that's where Medal will will need to go in towards the lowest bracket, and if they are able to make it through the lowest bracket, again the deciding finals and then the main grand finals. That's such a long and a tiring journey already for the sides of OG. Again, losing onto this will result them into the same journey as well. The first half, it seems to be way too close. 5-4 is what the scoreline is. Might just be a 5-5, you never know, but it all
Out of
completely
charges.
depends upon what the economy is like for the sides of Medal Esports. For now, yeah, both of them do have a good economy to be maintained. I mean, full buy is coming up. Well, for Wimp, it's got to be one Bulldog and rest all players on the half shield. Now, this is a concerning point out here. Medal Esports, let's see how this pans out for them.
They need to take it a little bit slow though here.
Yeah.
Scally. He's already trying to get that early bout of information. Doesn't really find out much, but this is a very fast, heavy rush coming towards this A side. They're gonna play for a full-on retake, which they rightfully should. They have a Killjoy lockdown plus Rolling Thunder to play around with, but
Yeah.
if Excali's recon bolt comes back before the execution goes through, this is gonna be massive for them because Excali could just be guaranteed a free kill based upon the recon bolt and his timing.
That's going to be true. Right now, waiting outside
8
the A
seconds
site
left.
itself.
He
Yeah,
waited too long
exactly.
for this execute. This is bad.
Not ready.
Excali, he has the chance to go in for a kill now.
Revealing area.
Oh, he's
Oh,
gonna
no.
get it. What?
No.
Wait, how did that not find him? I'm confused. What? I saw the scan, right? Or am I going crazy?
Spike
Or was he
planted.
inside the cage of the Cypher?
Well, what happened has happened. All but one tap got great for the double kill. He has denied the lockdown as well. One tap god on his aggressiveness is going to find Medal Esports a lot of important frags. The site is under their control. This plant is done for. Now, Frostbind, he can actually turn the tables around, but his location might just be anticipated. Yes, that's going to be Paradox. Right from behind, he finds him, shuts him down. One last remaining player coming up for the sides of OG, and that's going to be Aziz. He does have the operator, but would not be able to connect even one single shot as Wimp will shut him down. And as I said a while ago, that this might just be a 5-all equalizer that we can talk about. It definitely is the case, but you know, look at the Rolling Thunder being invested. As soon as they did hear the sound of the KJ lockdown, they did invest onto the Rolling Thunder coming up for them. One tap god went all aggressive, denied two players, got the lockdown destroyed as well. And then it was just Paradox right behind the back, denying Frostmind, and everything went in the favors of Medal Esports. Overall, a good round coming up for them as well, but OG, what's the plan like is the question for this round.
That last round was beautifully done from them, but this round doesn't really seem to be that easy because Aziz, he has something else in store for them. An operator, a very dangerous one at that. He's hungry for more kills. He's playing it so aggressively. Smokes have been placed by the Universe of Metal to try and isolate a couple of these fights. Paradox is going to be the one to equalize. Rock will get shut down. And that's your Killjoy gone. Garage now open for business, but Paradox maybe biting up a bit more than he can chew here, and he's dead. There's no way Paradox lives through this, right? They know his exact position. It's Antidote. He's walking up. He's going to give the call that Paradox is inside. Anti, you know he's there. But Paradox walking is straight up walking in for free. Good for the one kill, but he's not going to be able to get anything more than that. Paradox. If he gets close enough to maybe get an off timing over towards Aziz, this is going to be huge. He should have cleared him out ages ago, but now he's inside of the site.
You are divided.
Cosmic Divide being invested onto the site completely under the control of Medal Esports right now. Oh, Aziz, come on. He's trying to make a play out there, but the location does get compromised onto. Easy finds one onto Aziz. The Hunter's Fury is invested onto. There's a lot of information, and look at those both players. They need to run away. They'll definitely be able to do that from the Hunter's Fury, but not from Frostmind as he finds him, shut him down, and now it's all about the post-plan scenario. The stun is definitely perfect. So is the case with Gravity Pull, but I feel that's not too early to invest onto the half diffusal. It's done for. He is sticking the diffusal. Frostmind will be able to do
What?
it.
He gets
Clutches the round.
No
Yes, he does.
way.
Before he gets
No
taken
way.
down, Medal Esports. Both of the players were alive, yet it was OG, the one who was way too sneaky to just wait back and stick to the diffusal no matter what. Gets the best of the round out there. 6th one on board for the sides of OG.
You are making this up, right? Who wrote the script for this fight? There's no way Frostbite is supposed to want to just sit there and casually get the full diffuse. Even out of the fullest try to spam this man. That's a good off-angle placement for him to try and go in for that defuse, but still, the chances of that happening were so low. Scally playing this one beautifully overall, but I thought this was over as soon as Paradox walked in the side, but somehow they turned this entire round on its head. The members of Metal, they had no answer for it. Paradox getting shut down once more. He's been playing towards the extremities of Garage quite often. And this opens up every single one of these flanks. Excali holding it down when it comes down to the recon bolt. As soon as that first tap comes through, the Rolling Thunder is gonna get sent flying. The recon bolt gets shot out too. And together they're gonna be jumping straight on in, but Rolling Thunder doesn't find any form of value. They're gonna get caught out here because of this one flash and this one play coming in from Essie, who's playing so close inside of his smoke to deny the players running it towards the side. But now, three members still very much alive, looking for those fights. One tap God pulls off a miracle and a half. Looking for those two. Raw Fuel's not gonna be able to find out one. And it's all up to One Tap God. They're both at 1 HP. They can easily die from a stray bullet. And One Tap God, he's playing for the timing. He has a smoke, has a dash, he has an updraft. Gives away his position, and Rawfield's gonna be able to find him. One Tap God, you didn't need to shoot. You could have waited. He could have floated above into the sky, maybe with a classic and just dropped down on his face, something. But not take the shot.
Yeah.
Trigger discipline not working, and they fall for it.
Once again, a 7-5 scoreline aggressive is what we're talking about. In the previous match itself, we were talking about the 6-6 that got denied and it went down to a 7-5. This time again, it's going to be OG having an advantage with the scoreline of 7-5 rolling up. Now, it all depends upon MLT Esports and their pistol run for the equalizer that we can talk. But again, will that be possible is the question, because if MLT Esports is not able to get the pistol round, it's just going to be OG running away with a lot more of advantage. Right now, it's 7. It just can be a 9. You never know, right? So, MLT Esports, by hook or by crook, it's going to be so important for them to get the pistol round for themselves, and if not, it's just so difficult. OG will be piling up bodies and bodies all over, and maybe some rounds for themselves as well. One Tap God holding a bit of an aggressive position out there, but Aziz, the smoke is going to prevail them a lot of information. He slowly and steadily tries to go inside. No information given whatsoever. Every single player is towards the shot itself. They are just trying to go back. They are towards the shot. Inside already, and now the KJ turret is going to give them a lot of information. It will be denied onto Excali, will be going in for the plant, and now there's one player towards the back as well. The plant is done for a 5v5 retake. One Tap God, not the best position to peek onto. Raw Fuel converts a double. 2 players done for MLT Esports. Not the best decision. Not looking perfect for them as Vim goes down as well, and it all goes down to a 2 versus 5.
Extreme levels of control is what they were hoping to find, and that is the control they're going to get. Paradox, good for kills, but it's just not going to be enough. Raw Fuel and Frostmines, they come alive for this round. 8-5 as Orangutan. Early advantage coming through for them. 3 rounds of difference, but that could easily be 4. If their buys now coming through and an eco round possibly for the members of Metal, it's not looking that good, because that bonus round for the members of OG have been looking good statistically overall when it comes down to the map of Haven. They are very dominant on those particular rounds. So hopefully Metal, they have a proper game plan that they are brewing for this eco round, because I do believe the eco round is still a lost cause, but if One Tap God is able to find the first frag with this Marshall, could be looking a bit different here, but he gets punished for it. He stayed for too long. And that is going to hurt.
It definitely does. But now, a lot of information to rely on. To Aziz is already on the top. The aftershock is right present there, but Wimp, look at his position. Look where Wimp is. Comes out of the smoke to find one. Gets denied for a 3k for Frostmine coming up. Blackhawk finds one onto Excali, but that's a perfect trade. And OG gets the 9th one on board as well. MLT Esports coming down to the defending side. They have lost 2 rounds, which means OG, as I said a while ago, will be running away and piling up a lot of difference for themselves. And if I talk about the difference right now, it's 4 rounds. Completely understanding the fact that this is a full buy round coming up for them. But again, on the other side, look at OG. It's not a huge weaponry difference, right? They have 1 Vandal, 2 Bulldogs, 1 Sheriff, and 1 Spectre that they can play onto a bonus with. So MLT Esports, they need to be very careful. The initial reveal might just give them information. Yes, it does. It does give them the location of where Wimp is going to be present. A execution over and over again is the plan, maybe coming up from the sides of OG. Maybe, just maybe, because look at Aziz. He is holding the A-shot position way too aggressively, and the entirety of OG, rest from these 2 players, have rotated maybe towards the garage or the seaside.
They're trying to sell this fake towards
Yeah.
A as much as they can. Maybe an early smoke towards the concrete area could have been good for them, but wait a minute. This is a fake that's being sold towards C.
Oh
The
no.
players are walking straight in. Aziz, he needs to try and find this frag. One tap God not gonna clear him right at the very end, but he does. Ouch. One tap God. Flick speed on this man. It's just immaculate to say the least. And that's their spearhead gone. They can't really go in for these fast entries anymore. They need to try and maybe play for a pick here. Excali, he does find it. So Ezzy, he's going to be on the back foot for this one. Paradox over towards the back end of the side. Doesn't really have a lot of utility to play around with. He needs to go for a swing, and Paradox is going to be able to capitalize. Antidote and Frostminds are going to be able to find 2 kills of their own, but Wim able to find the equalization. He uses his utility perfectly for all of this. It's a 2v2, and it's going to be a mirror matchup, but Antidote is just faster on the trigger. Wim, why are you running for this one? Blackhawk, last line of defense, 10 seconds left on the clock. He needs to try and get this plan down as quickly as possible. He does have a safe plan to go with, as Blackhawk needs to run forward to try and get this one down. As Antidote, he's just going to wait for his fault line, I do believe. 30 seconds, though. It's going to be a very long time for him to get this one back. And this 1v1 could not be more intense.
Oh, it's way too intense right now because it is a full buy round on stake. Antidote walking in for that few shots. No, not a connection whatsoever. Antidote comes up on top. He finds Blackhawk, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to be a 3K. Antidote. You need to remember this name. When his team needs him the most, he is the one. He's the strongest back to rely on to. Finds the perfect 1v1 and gets it for his team. 10th one on board and a full buy round being denied. MLT Esports not looking great this time because after denying a full buy, after them getting denied for a full buy, it's going to be a lot of economical collapse coming up. One tap God once again onto Marshall. Guardian, there's going to be not that great of an investment that we can talk about on the sides. On the other side, OG, they have the best possible investment for onto them. The spike has been dropped for now. They are waiting for an initial contact. 2 players towards B. Well, make it 1 for now as Paradox goes down. Aziz, perfect for his frag that he tries to go in with. Still doable, but it's very difficult right now.
Especially with double digits coming online too. You have so much to worry about. Aziz perfect on these kind of fights, but Wim is just an absolute demon. Slap to the face to bring him down to earth. Can't fly into the heavens for long, but Excali is going to be able to take the vengeance there. Fallen Angel Aziz, but one tap God, he needs to try and get something, but no! Don't worry, one tap God, we didn't see it. It's okay.
Yeah, we didn't.
It happens to the best of us. But oh boy, this is going to sting a little bit when it comes down to their overall confidence medal. I think that mental is shot. They need a pause. They need something because the team just is not playing like a proper unit. Yeah, Hacker's going to immediately take a pause after that one. They need to. The mental reset is really required in this particular round, and hopefully Hacker's going to be able to give them just even the slightest bit of guidance, I would say, because it doesn't look good for them whatsoever.
You know, after losing consecutive rounds here and there, back and forth, it feels like MLT Esports, they are lost right now. They're lost somewhere down the line because they are not even able to connect those shots. Now, you remember One Tap God, we've been talking about it so much. It's very rare that we see him missing shots. He is that one aggressive player when it goes down to the sides of MLT Esports, and him missing on those shots it's way too rare sight to watch for. So, for now, they need to calm themselves down. As you said, they need a mental reset completely because OG, they are almost there. 2 more rounds to end it all here and here. MLT Esports Haven is a map that has been a strong one for them in this VCT of season 2023. So if it is the same case, they need to get this one. They need that energy. They need the team coordination to be on point to get those rounds for themselves. Now, in the previous round itself, yes, it was them having not that great of an economy, but right now, it's a full buy round. The most important full buy round, ladies and gentlemen, that we can talk about, but easy. It's not going to be that easy for him to escape. Excali won't be sparing if he finds him, shuts him down. MLT Esports early on, they've lost their players once again. Paradox good for one, maybe the second one as well. Yes, he finds it. 2K turns around, gets Frostmind, but that's all he could do before getting taken down. Spike not yet planted. Hunter's Fury invested onto on the other side as well. But look at Antidote. He's just running on pixel of his health right now.
Rothfield's got a good timing of his own. Just look at this man. He's already walking up. Antidote, he's trying to bait for this. Rothfield, if he gets in the perfect position, that's going to be good for one. But he's not going to be good for the second. One tap got does capitalize on one to another player. Good chunk of utility being invested to try and get him off of that angle. Excali, he needs to try and find a kill here. He's the only one who's healthy enough to do so. Side, one tap god swings, and he's going to be better on the angle. This is the one tap god that we know and love, ladies and gentlemen. And Hacker, he's got him back in towards this game. Antidote from the opposite side. He doesn't find the shot, and one tap god. He's now coming back alive. True to his name. And it's going to be one for this game.
Now flee.
11-6. As Metal, they find the round for themselves.
The hopes are still high. Medal Esports, the comeback is yet awaited onto. And that's the reason I did emphasize on the fact that this is an important round. I have to give it to Paradox as well. I mean, you know, the second frag that he just found onto Frostmine, switching all around towards his back, and that's where he denied him. But again, the economy looks good to the sides of OG because they've been winning consecutive rounds, right? They've what? 4 rounds consecutively in the first half, in the second half itself. So that will grant them, you know, a bit of a comfortableness when it comes down to a bye in this round itself. But that's the last full bye round that they have if they lose onto this one. So they need to be careful. On the other side, one player very low. I mean, look at the Killjoy out there. Seems to be so low, 20 HP and still surviving. A lot of shots being exchanged. Paradox again. Barely surviving. Aziz tried to enter the site itself, and he is already inside. Frostmine will be going in for that plant. 11 HP Paradox. You cannot risk it. One bullet is enough to take you down. Antidote makes sure he does that. Medal Esports once again losing numbers, but now the post-plant execution needs to be perfect. Oh, that's going to be the investment of Rolling Thunder right behind the back. They know that there are a lot of players. There's 2 players behind the back. One tap god finds one onto Frostmine on the other side. 2 players towards the city. What is going on?
Last player standing.
Different angles that you have to consider here. They're just not going to be able to survive this one. One tap god. He is now back in towards the server. He missed out on a couple of frags, but good God, as soon as that pause came through, this guy came alive. And his entire team is now able to ride on his back. They don't have to worry about much. Set up one tap god, and he's gonna do exactly as his name suggests.
Probably best to play
11-7.
So,
As the round just keeps on playing through. Metal, once more, they're mounting a comeback just like the map of Vine, but the question is, where is this Metal when you know that they can win our rounds? Why is it that when their backs are against the wall, they play this well? I don't really understand, I never will. A team with this much talent can do so well, but only when they're under pressure.
One tap god. Now he has the confidence back, you know. You can see him every single time he'll go aggressive. You know he's going to be way too confident for that. Economically, it's a collapse coming up for the sides of OG as well. But Aziz... Oh no, he knows the hit require. B-side Paradox. He has an information to work around with. But on the other side, completely look at one tap god. Any single player who walks into his crosshair can be into a deadly position. Expect Excali. I mean, we've seen him hitting those perfect shots coming up, but one tap god now, this time, he needs to go behind because his location through the all drone gets compromised onto. He needs to reposition before he gets denied. But hey, easy. Almost there. But still, it's going to be Aziz somehow manages to make it through the garage towards maybe the B-link coming up. But it's a very slow execution. You know, look at Medal Esports. They've left... Look at OG, my bad. They've left Medal Esports into a lot of head-scratching scenarios where they're not sure on what the execution looks like. But I feel Aziz's location is already compromised onto.
30 seconds left.
Ronaldo.
You should
11-7 coming in for the scoreline.
Oh.
Trying to maybe go for an opening here. Aziz doesn't really even find much. Paradox catches him with his pants down at the peak, really just not favoring him. The attacker's coming through, trying to maybe go in for this plan. Blackout's gonna get caught out, and here comes the ultimate. Throwing it above into the sky, but Rawfuel's still alive to try and maybe help out his teammates a little bit here. One tap god knows the positioning of one. He missed out on the spray, and Rawfuel, you don't let him live in situations like this. Can be such a nuisance to deal with. And poor Antidote doesn't even have a weapon to try and spam into this. smoke's gonna block him, and he's just caught out. He's only gonna live here too. Nope, Blackhawk's gonna be the one to take him out instead. 11-8, a very expensive round overall though for the members of Orangutan.
Yeah.
Not really looking that good, but only if Rawfield got that second kill over onto the breach, there was a good chance that they win out here. A lot of buts and ifs, but for MLT Esports, they have one tap god on an operator, and that's not gonna be an if anymore. It's just gonna be a win. This guy on an off, the fact that he's doing this well with the rifle, put him up on an operator and post him on an angle, he'll be able to get a first strike guarantee.
Yeah, I mean, look at the cam as well. His smile says a lot of confidence. It speaks a lot of confidence, my bad though. But yeah, OG, right now, the fact that they invested onto a lockdown in the round that they had no economy to work around with, didn't work out that good for them. But for now, over and over again, they are trying to go in and take the garage control for themselves. On the other side, they do have one player outside the window, outside the A as well. The rotation has been called off. Not really sure on what the plan is like, because the spike is yet dropped to, but maybe, just maybe, they would be able to get the side completely under their control. Now A side, it's left onto the shoulders of one tap god completely. Towards the A shot itself, you can see one tap god right place there, but the smokes did deny him a lot of information, and that's where he need to back off. Slowly and steady, two players trying to make their way, but Paradox, no, trust me, no. He will fall for this, and that's going to be Aziz who shuts him down. Trade comes up, the numbers are back as Excali goes down, but once again, Aziz good for one, finds easy. Site might just be under the control of Team OG, and they will be going in for a plan comfortably. Once again, both plan scenarios being created.
Spike planted.
MLT Esports, they already lost out on some of their members, and now Wimp, he does have a bit of utility to give to his team. Minus up, Aziz is going to be able to find the first frag, though, and this is bad. Aziz look for an ace for himself. Find the timing. Rawfield's not going to give him that, and Aziz gets the 4K. Once more, just 4Ks coming in from the jet, but overall, the members of Orangutan are back in towards the surfer. Very slow, methodical approach towards the seaside is what they required, and Metal kind of just gave away the kills towards them. Mistakes being made once again. Metal, they're showing cracks, and after getting this close to getting so many rounds and possibly mounting a comeback, you do not want to get stuck into a position like this or into a mental state where you can't bring yourself back here. Overall, Orangutan, they're still going to be the ones who get a very substantial economy bonus for all of this. While for Metal, some of their members can't even afford proper buys just yet, because don't forget, all the rounds that they did win out on, most of their members just completely died out.
Here.
One tap god. This is a trap. This is literally a trap being set outside A. And if the players of Metal fall for this, it's going to be a lot more of disadvantage as compared to the scoreline on what it is. Already the initial track comes up. Paradox swings out of that position and surprises Frostmind, shuts him down. Location getting compromised onto, but Rafael knows how to get it back to an equalizer. That's where he'll be shutting down Blackhawk. But one tap god, again, needs to be careful with that position. The stunts are definitely perfect. They are waiting for the right opportunity. OG, they're again taking it very, very slow. And it does seem like MLT Esports. Cosmic Divide, yes, it is available to invest on too. But what's the point? Because 30 seconds remaining. Look at where Paradox is. Excali? No way. No way. Paradox. 30 and steadily outside. This is not looking great. Paradox finds one. Excali definitely was blessed for a while, but will that be the case with one tap god? No is the answer. Rafael shuts him down. Yet a 3v3. A lot of question marks that I do have, but does not matter. The site is completely under the control. B site is what I'm talking about. The plant will be going down safely. And now Paradox location is compromised for. But this time it's Rafael right behind his back. Come on.
Scally, he's gonna be able to do so much. And wait, what? How? When? What?
Sucked. Too easy.
I didn't expect it to end that quickly.
Yeah, it ended with too easy being said, though.
I mean, a very anticlimactic way to end this one off. I expected it to maybe go for another 10 or 15 seconds, but I guess we were pleasantly surprised. It was a simultaneous double kill. Rawfield's positioning was just perfect. He was able to come through from the bottom end of A short, slowly lurk up, get
Yeah.
into window, and catch out Paradox as he was trying to walk in. And Aziz was just being Aziz, right? He spotted out the player, got the trade, and they were able to find pretty much everything. The members of Metal, they had this entire round being served to them on a silver platter once more, but they started to fall through because, of course, Wim was isolated. He couldn't really do anything there, no utility being present either. And the members of Metal, they just got caught out. A fast 2-0, it seems, for the members of Orangutan. But Metal, they were getting pretty close, but the
Yeah.
same problems that they had on the map of Bind really started to show on Haven as well. Once again, strategies, good. Overall execution, perfect. But when it comes down to the mid round and in the late round, they just completely fell apart. As we jump on down over into the highlights, you're going to be able to witness that as well on your screens, ladies and gents, because if you just look at it and don't even try to analyze, you can tell that Metal, they had amazing strategies, but
Yeah.
they only had good initial strategies. Their mid rounds and their late rounds were just completely non-existent. It felt as though the players didn't even talk to each other on some of these mid-round strats.
Yep, communication gaps, or maybe the key team coordination fell apart because as you said, even if I talk about the players of Medal Esports right now, they do have such great talents coming up. Every single player for the sides of Medal Esports right now, if you talk about anyone, such great talents coming up, but individually it all goes down great, but when it comes down to the team play, that's where it all changes. Now one tap got few rounds in the later stages itself, we did see him going up with a 3K, a 4K, but that's not possible every single time, right? The team play needs to be so on point. One tap god did have a wobbly start again, but it all went down to him being able to feed himself back in the game, back in the server. He was going in for those frags, but it just did not work out that well. OG on the other side, they knew what was going to happen. They were just able to read them for at least few specific rounds. OG was able to read them like an open book coming up. They knew that one tap god might just go aggressive towards the A shot. That's where Aziz was present right back there to punish him. And he did convert that frag, right? So it was OG who was able to read Medal Esports like an open book. Everything seemed to be falling down for them. The executions, the thought process was good, but again, the execution did not seem to be the best, and that's where it's going to be Medal Esports not having that great of a time in this best of three series, as we have OG with a flawless experience once again. A 2-0 in this best of three. And look at Raw Fuel, 25 kills, 10 dead, 0 assists, does not matter. He did all that he could. On the other side, we have One Tap God with 20 kills once again. 5 first blood is what this man has.
Yeah, they played a phenomenal game overall. One Tap God, he did try his hardest to maybe pull on a miracle or two for his team, but they were a little bit too far and in between. Raw Fuel leading the score charts once again, 25 and 10. This guy is just so consistent. I don't know how he does it as well. When he was playing the
Yeah.
Jet, I still remember him dropping like 35, 40 bombs like it was nobody's business up against other professionals. And back then, it was what, GE and VLT. And this guy now in OG still doing work, still to this very day. Doesn't matter if he switched out on roles because the man still has the aim to make it happen for his squad. Antidote, Aziz, they also played phenomenally, but overall, him getting the MVP and not really the biggest of surprises. 296 ACS with 2 first bloods. He played it out to perfection, and he embodied the role of a sentinel as well as being that primary second entry for his team on a killjoy. By the way, he does
Yeah,
so
on the
much for his
killjoy.
squad, but on the other side, we have to give credit towards Paradox too, because in my opinion, Paradox is a little bit of an unsung hero because he tried to pull off a lot of innovative plays that really helped his squad get man advantages, but his entire team was just not in the position to capitalize on the space that he was able to gain and the confusion he was able to create.
Yeah. True. True though. Paradox. I mean, we've seen his lurk play as well. We've seen him going in for those duels as well. We've seen him pulling off something different out of his comfort zone, and he is able to do that. But right now, what's done is done. All the players that we did have on our screen, They are all stars for one specific reason, but right now the one star that shines the most is going to be no other than Raw Fuel, 25 kills, as we talked about it a while ago, and ACS of 296 to be maintained, and 26% of an headshot as well. I mean, come on, 2.5 of a KDR that he has says a lot, right? Says a lot. Being on that killjoy, he has done everything possible in his hand. I remember that one specific round where there were four players remaining from the sides of MLT Esports, two right behind the back, two towards the CT. He had all the information he wanted. He made sure to take them down. Though it was a wobbly round again, but again, it does not matter. He had all the information that he wanted. Slowly and steadily, they did invest onto the Rolling Thunder as well, right behind the back. They did everything to take those players down, and it was all down to OG having the best times. I did not. So, if I give an honest opinion right now, I did not expect a 2-0. I did expect a 1-all and maybe, a decider map coming up, but it all goes down to us saying that it's going to be a 2-0 and OG will be getting the very first victory in the playoffs for themselves.
Yeah, they're gonna be heading on down to the upper bracket finals, ladies and gentlemen. But don't really fret at the end of the day because Metal they still have the lower bracket run to go through,
Yeah.
right? And whoever loses in this next game of Aster Army going up against True Rippers will be the ones facing down there. Metal, they're really gonna be hungry for this victory because they know how important it is. But even if they do lose, don't forget they do get 1 lakh INR as a consolation prize. But Metal is one of those squads that they're not gonna be happy about this one. But overall, that is all that we're going to have for you for this initial game, ladies and gentlemen. But don't go anywhere because we're going to be back at 6:30 with a lot more action for you because Aster
Yeah.
Army versus True Rippers is still to be had. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive with Darshila signing off. And thank you all for stopping on by for the Lenovo and Intel Presents TEC Challenger Series official VCT Off Season 2023 with our gaming monitor partners being ViewSonic Gaming. Goodbye and happy gaming, everyone. We'll be back soon.